Good afternoon, folks. Big Bo here with another great fifth wheel value from Parkway RV Center. Today we're going to look at an absolutely beautiful, immaculate condition 2015 Keystone Avalanche. This is the big 6-slide 380 FL front lounge with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slides if you want to count them. A lot of interior space in this one, guys. Well, 380 square feet to be exact. That's what 380 stands for. Overall length is 39 feet 8 inches long. It weighs 12,800 pounds. This is more or less designed to be a residential or a recreational type fifth wheel. So you can, it's best of both worlds. You've got 145 square feet of storage in the front, and then in the back of it, it's a huge underfloor basement. Guys, this is an Extreme 4 Seasons model. It's got the ThermoShield 37, which is R37 insulation technology. This Avalanche, of course, well, not this particular one, but they actually laboratory test these things in a controlled 0-degree environment for 24 hours. With the thermostat for the furnace set at 74 degrees, and it stayed 72 to 75 degrees on the inside, and in the underbelly where all your plumbing and tanks are at, it maintained 58 degrees in 0-degree environment. And guys, I apologize, we've got this thing kind of jammed up in the back here, so I can't get all the way around it to show you on video. But everything looks just as good as what you see, guys. No fading. The outside looks great. I can't squeeze through there, but it does have a lot of options. It does have the 6-point level up system. Got the trail layer hitch with a Rotoflex head. So it's going to make it turn better, and it's going to make it ride better on your truck, because it's like a shock absorber between your truck and the hitch and the camper. So in other words, you hit bumps, railroad tracks, things like that, it's not going to jar you as bad or rattle your camper as bad. Of course, I've got it hooked into 50 amp power. I've got both ACs on because it is hot, miserably hot out here today. I mean, you can see the temperature that's hitting it. Of course, I've had it on for a couple hours, so the inside of this thing is very nice and cool. In fact, I think it's right around 70 degrees. Got the frameless windows. I like the tension of the decals. I'll try to show you this outside storage in the back, and this is not counting the front. Front's got 145 cubic feet of storage. This is just part of it. And you can see, guys, monster, and it goes all the way to the back of the coach, all the way to the back. So I don't know how much stuff you need to carry with you, but I can't imagine you needing half this space or even 1/4 of this space for all your stuff, your grills, your chairs, your carpets, and outdoor things. But just one of the biggest cargo bays I've seen in a fifth wheel. And this goes to it too. I just can't open it with one hand. Back looks good. Of course, I've got condensation coming off the roof from the AC. Alloy wheels, nitrogen filled tires. Got the LCI correct track axle system. So everything in this thing is pretty much the best. Let's look inside this 380 FL. Aluminum frame, of course. And you talk about an impressive fifth wheel. And everything's original. Carpet hasn't been changed. It hasn't been used enough to change the carpet. The furniture's not flaking. It doesn't have that crappy, cheaper pleather furniture that Thor had a problem with for all those years. This might have been the upgrade furniture, I guess. I'm not sure. Huge front lounge, fireplace, 50-inch television, 2 ducted ACs, both of them 15,000 BTU. I mean, you saw how hot it was outside. and 75 degrees inside here in actually under 75 in less than 2 hours. And of course, that's going to vary a little bit. The front lounge is probably going to be a little cooler than back here, and you know it's going to vary at 2 or 3 degrees depending on what part of the camper you're in. Corian countertops, got the table and chairs in the slide out. 6'8" height clearance on the slide out in here. Beautiful Corian countertops, got the 4-door refrigerator, and it's actually starting to get cool. I've actually had it on long enough that you can see 12 degrees, 7 degrees, and refrigerator, it may not be, yeah, it's working. We're getting down in the 60s in it. You know, like I said, if I left this thing on to the 3 or 4 hours, this refrigerator would be down in the 30s and 40s where it should be for operating temp. And it's the big one, guys, 18 cubic foot. Runs off propane or electric, set on electric right now. If you're in a hurry to cool one of these off, put it on propane. Almost doubles the BTU of the cooling power. This is kind of neat. They got a TV in the kitchen. Linoleum looks great. 3-burner stovetop. Microwave up top. Lots of storage, lots of food prep here. That's why I'm telling you, this is an excellent residential use if you want something to live in, something to use for a guest house or a weekend cabin. This is it, guys. Very well insulated, priced right. A lot of storage. So basically, a little caddy corner storage compartment. But hey, I'm gonna tell you something. Storage, if you're going to be a residential or full-timer, that's probably the storage and insulation is your 2 most important things. Let's walk up here in this beautiful front lounge, guys. Look at the space in here. Of course, that fireplace is electric. It can be used for the effect like it is now. It can actually be used as an auxiliary 5100 BTU electric heater, which will heat this whole area up. I take that back, guys. You got a few scratches right here on this sofa. That's the only spot I see on it. I could probably get some leather conditioner and probably make that look a lot better, but I'm not going to replace that couch for that. I mean, unless you want to, if you want to spend $1,000, $1,200 replacing that, be my guest, but it's not worth it to me just for that. So I'm not planning on fixing it. You know, if you want a couch, whatever it costs us, we'll charge you for it. And honestly, I just leave it like it is. 50-inch television, LED lighting. I'm 6'4". I can walk all the way up here, no problem. Crank up TV antenna, ceiling fan in the kitchen. Cozy place, guys. 2 of these sofas are sleeper sofas, so you can sleep 4 up here. So this is actually, you can use it as an auxiliary second bedroom if you need to. Of course, you don't have to tell anybody these couches make beds, so that way nobody wants to spend the night with you. Little trick I use. Because if people don't know RVs, they probably don't know that. Carpets look great. I mean, it's 6-year-old carpeting. But all in all, it's nowhere near close to being time to being changed. I mean, if it'd been a live-in unit, it probably would be, or somebody just didn't care and let the camper kind of go as far as cleaning it. It probably would be, but obviously the previous owners have taken excellent care of this coach. And that's the secret to buying any used RV, guys. Everything I've touched on it works. Now, I haven't fooled with the TVs. I was just trying to get to and from this thing because I got a lot of other stuff going on today. I haven't been able to put my full concentration on getting this thing ready to shoot. Normally, I'd have the TVs on Westerns or something like that, but I wanted to show this to you. I think it's a really cool camper, and I like the way it's priced. I like the way it's set up. I like the build quality. If this is what you're looking for, the floor plan and the price range, you're not going to be disappointed in this one. I like the facade around the slide out. Looks great. Solid wood cabinets. Got a stereo up here. Yep, pretty nice, guys. And that TV's mounted too, so you don't have to worry about moving it when you move your fifth wheel. We're gonna walk toward the back where your bathroom and master bedroom is at. And notice the extra steps. That's because of that basement storage. I like the wrought iron handrail right here. It looks good. We go into here and we'll look at the bathroom first on the right. One piece bathroom, or one location of the bathroom, not a split. So if somebody's in the bathroom, you still got full access to the back bedroom. You got a nice glassed-in shower, skylight, RV toilet, sink. Let's see if this is bleached any. A little dirty, but just came in. But the good thing about it is this is all bright white. That means it hasn't been stored. It hasn't been spent a lot of time outside when it's not being used. If one's been stored outside, after 6 years of the UV rays coming through that skylight, this will be turning yellow from the UV rays from the sun, which that's what it does to plastic. Turns it a bright yellow, and it doesn't have that. Of course, you can get to the bedroom from right here too, and it's got a solid door there for privacy. Does not have a washer and dryer, but it's got hookups, so that's another sign that this has not been a live-in unit. Usually people don't put washers and dryers in them or pay you that much extra for them when they're new, unless they're planning on living in it. But it does have room for a small stack. Step back here, of course, you got your second AC return back here, and of course it's ducted to the entire roof system. And you can actually open these cool jets up right here, and you know, and let all that cold air dump out into the bedroom. So if you're hot, been outside working on a day like this, open those little flaps up when you come in here, or you talk about feeling good. Television storage on each side, French door. Nice. Telling you guys, plenty of headroom in here. Again, I'm 6'4". I don't butt my head on anything walking front to back in this coach. That's probably a 32, maybe a 40-inch TV. Some storage underneath the bed. This is actually a king size bed, so very comfortable size bed for 2 people. I like the way they got the steps up and down. Of course, that just means you've got all that extra storage underneath the back of it. So, like I said, of course, I know it depends on your health and everything, but to me, a couple of extra steps is worth all that storage outside. I mean, that's an easy trade-off to me, especially if you're going to be full-timing it. Anyway, guys, this is 2015 380 FL Keystone Avalanche. It's priced for $46,900. Nice unit. Come and look at it. Let us know you're coming. We'll plug it into power so you can do your own inspection on it if you're interested in taking it as is, and we'll give you a very good discount off of that $46,900 price if you want to take it as is. Let me put it to you this way, guys. I'll discount it more than you could ever spend repairing anything on this if you're willing to take it as is. But if you still want us to check it out, we do our world famous 4-page inspection process for the $46,900 price. You get a 90-day easy care limited warranty. But keep in mind, guys, due to the labor shortage we're having, and like everybody else is having, expect 30 to 45 day lead time to do a full inspection on this fifth wheel. If you don't want to wait that long, guys, we can save you money by knocking some money off that price for you. We'll plug it into power, make sure there's some water in the tank so you can come out yourself, inspect the RV for yourself, and decide if you want to buy it or not as is. Of course, I can't fix anything for that as is price. It's as is, where is, and hook and book, but at least we give you the opportunity to plug it in and check the water system, check the electronics, check the air conditioners, refrigerator, all the major stuff. We know the slides work. I can personally guarantee you the refrigerator, freezers works, and the top airs works, as well as the lights and the fireplace, which you can see for yourself. But, you know, that's the main thing, guys. If it's any other thing, any Mickey Mouse stuff, you can handle that yourself. And the money you're going to save off that $46.9 price will pay for all of that and still leave money in your pocket. So, if you got any questions about that, give us a call, 706-965-7929. I'm just rather be straightforward with you up front, tell you it's going to be 30 to 45 days right now. We've got half a crew and we're doing twice the business, so it's not a good time to own an RV dealership. As far as it's great for sales, but service, it's horrible right now because you can't get parts and you can't get people, you can't get techs, because everybody would rather, even if they're earning a little bit less money, sit at home and earn several $100s a week living off the government. And hopefully that's supposed to end at the end of the month. We'll see. And hopefully I'll get some of my old techs back if I let them come back, and we can get this problem situated and fixed and remedied real quick. Of course, you know, one thing you can say about all this, you learn who your good and loyal employees are. I mean, that's one good thing, and I know some of them watch this thing, so, you know, just keep that in mind. We do remember that. And, anyway, guys, if this is something you think you're interested in, our phone number is 706-965-7929, 46.9. If you want the inspection and the warranty and the orientation and everything else that we give you for that price is a haggle-free firm price. That's what it takes to buy it, not taking any less. 46.9, haggle-free firm, non-negotiable. Doesn't matter how you pay for it. It doesn't matter to us if you pay cash. If you go through your bank, you want to go through one of our banks, you want to trade, combination of those. It doesn't matter to us. It's all the same. Go straight in the bank. You know, most dealers will penalize you for paying cash because they're missing out on thousands of dollars in profit by financing RVs because they mark the interest rate up over what the bank approves you for. Guys, for 53 years, or as long as there's been finance options at RV dealerships, we have never marked interest rates up. Whatever you pay whatever the bank approves you for. Now, you go to Rip Off World or one of these other places, especially the corporate dealers, you get approved for a rate. You don't know that rate. All you do is you send in a credit app, and they take it from there. You don't know what the lender is, or the bank's talking to the dealer about. They could be talking about last night's ball game for all you know when you think they're talking about your interest rate. Guys, they get an interest rate, and the banks let the dealerships mark that rate up to whatever they want to, and what it is, the banks pay the dealer 75-80% of that interest rate markup. In other words, guys, you're overpaying by thousands of, you figure $50,000 RV loan. You look at what would a percent or 2% over 144 months, how would that affect your overall amount that you pay back? Thousands of dollars extra because the dealership's making money. That's on the light side. I've heard of dealers making a whole lot more than that on financing. And you can rest assured, guys, if you currently have an RV and you went through a dealership's finance department, you're still paying on it, you would probably greatly benefit yourself to try to refinance it yourself through, just get online, Google RV financing, check with your local bank or credit union. You'd be surprised how much lower of a rate you can get because you're actually going to get it for the buy rate, what the bank approved you for, versus what the dealer sold you the rate at, which is always, just about always, quite a bit more. So that's one of the many ways that the big corporate dealers get people in, and you'll buy a 46.9 fifth wheel and you call the bank the next day, you owe 65-70 grand on. They do that, and they do what they call forced upsells, where they don't really tell you have to buy it, but they imply that to buy it for that advertised price, you got to buy a 5-year extended warranty, gap insurance, service packages. You got to pay for interior exterior protection packages, plus not to mention thousands of dollars in fees like dock fees and happy camper fees, prep fees, and inspection fees, freight fees, and all that nonsense. That's nothing but dealer profit. And that's how people come in, and people get snookered every day, guys. They'll come in on something priced $46.9, and they'll literally call the bank after they jump through the hoops to buy it for that. Next day they owe 70 grand on it. And they're just scratching their head how that happened to me. I mean, dealers do some, especially these corporate dealers. I mean, y'all have seen what's been on the news last few weeks, taking the loan contracts and changing them where the customer doesn't even notice, and by the time they find out, it's too late. Y'all seen that big dealer that got caught doing that? And here's the thing, guys, they got caught one time. How many times have they not gotten caught? How many times you got to pay, how many thousands of dollars in fees do you have to pay to other dealerships? That's the way I look at it, guys. If I go to a dealership and buy something, whether it's a car, a truck, an RV, if they try to charge me fees, I stand up and I walk out. Because I know from being in this industry that those fees are rip-off fees. And, you know, I've always believed in this. If you catch somebody trying to rip you off, how many other things are they ripping you off on that you don't see? So when I get distrustful like that, I walk out and I go somewhere else. I mean, you know, there's dealers all over. There's us guys. There's plenty of other great independent dealers that's going to value your business. It's not going to nickel and dime you to death. Who wants your repeat referral business, guys? And it's not just us. There's some other good independent dealers. The big corporate dealers, guys, they get big. Big dealers, especially the big corporate dealers, get big because they don't get big by selling fair deals. They get big by maximizing profit on every single deal they do, new and used. And that's how they can afford to get so much bigger. That's why they can afford to have multiple locations all over the U.S. That's how they can afford to spend millions and millions of dollars a year in advertising. And by the way, they don't pay those millions of dollars of overhead cost. You do when you buy an RV from them, because you're paying thousands of dollars more to cover all that extra overhead they charge, and you don't have a say-so in that. So guys, you know, we've been doing this for 53 years. We're family owned and operated since 1968. 3 generations. Number 4 is here half the time working, and we're going to train them as they get older, guys. In other words, we've always been here. We're always going to be. We're not going to have locations all over the United States. We've got one location here in Ringgold, Georgia. That's all we want, guys. We don't want multiple locations. We don't want franchise and corporate-like feel. Even the ones that advertise themselves as the largest family-owned RV dealer in the country still pretty much runs the same as a corporate dealership. And that's the ones that got caught, by the way. And believe me, if you want to buy from them, it's free country. Be my guest. I'm just trying to give you word of the wise, what to look for. And I'm not saying you can only buy from us, guys. That's a free country. But, you know, give us independent dealers a shot, because you'll be surprised how much money we can save you off the overall price. Always get the out-the-door price. That's how you can determine what you're actually paying for something. Dealers can take an advertised price and twist it, turn it, shuffle money around that you think you're getting a good deal, but when you figure out the overall out-the-door price, you realize you got snookered pretty bad. And some of the sharpest knives in the book or in the drawer are people who think they are. They get snookered too. These guys are professionally trained. I've worked for these dealerships, guys. I've seen them with my own 2 eyes. I've had them try to train me like that. That's why I'm back here. Which I learned a lot. I learned what not to do when it comes to marketing and selling RVs. I learned that a long time ago, and I've always believed, my grandpa taught me this, what goes around comes around. The one that started this place. And he also taught me you make your dollar with 10 dimes instead of 4 quarters. In other words, you don't make as much per unit as the big boys do, but you sell more. The customer gets a good deal. You still make your dollar at the end of the day, even though you got to work harder. That's the way we're raised. And, you know, guys, come visit us. You can see the difference right off the bat when you come in the lot. You go to these corporate dealers or even some of the independent dealers, guys, you can't just get out of your car and look at RVs. Everything's locked up behind a fence. Barbed wire on top, looks like a prison yard. Only way in is through a gate that's got a padlock on it. Only way you can go outside is to look at the inventory. You got to go into a showroom, get a salesperson who's going to, chances are, get your personal information, probably copy your driver's license, make you sign a bunch of bogus insurance waiver forms and all this junk, which all that is designed to do is to get your personal information. Sit there and interview you for 10 minutes, what you want and all that stuff, and all they're doing is asking specially what they're specially trained to do to gather information, sell you an RV that day. You could be months or years out from buying, but their goal is to sell you that day. Because the turnover rate at these big corporate dealerships, guys, the same salesperson you talk to today won't be there 6 months from now. Go to these big corporate dealers and see how many salespeople have been there for longer than a year. It's because you think it's bad buying from them. You ought to try working for them. I mean, that's why they're doing the best they can. These salespeople are trained to sell you that day. Here, guys, I've had the same guys for a long time. We're different because you don't have to go through all that and look at inventory here. You just park your car where you want. Everything's got a price on it. Everything's open during business hours. Come out and make yourself at home. Just please be careful in this extreme heat and don't get overheated. We've got free bottled water in the showroom, and you can just duck in and get a bottle. You don't have to sit at a desk and talk to a salesperson. They'll ask you if you need help. You just tell them you want to look. They'll let you look, guys. You don't have to be escorted around by a salesperson either. And you can look at what you want. You go to these big corporate dealerships, the salespeople show you what they want you to see. Here, you can look at anything and everything. If you want to start looking at fifth wheels and look at Class A diesels and Class C gas after that, or travel trailers, you can. I mean, guys, I've got about 100 plus used RVs here. Well, about 85 right now, but I got stuff coming in to get me back over 100. And everything's open, everything's used, so come out and make yourself at home. If you want to come out and look, you don't have to say a word to nobody. If you don't see what you're looking for, or you just want to come back later and look when we get more inventory in, you just jump in your car and leave, guys. Nobody's going to call you. Nobody's going to bug you. You know, if there's something particular you're looking for, I don't have it, you want to leave your information with one of the salespeople, they're not going to call and bug you unless we get something in like you're looking for. We've got notebooks of people's information. We don't send you email, newsletters, or none of that crap, which is all just solicitation. You know, because here's the thing, guys. Nobody has to buy an RV. Nobody's forced to buy an RV. But why should we have to put a literal smoking gun to your head to make you buy? Everybody here is an adult. We're adults. You're adults. If you want to buy something, you'll come in and buy it. If you don't want to buy it, you're not ready to buy, then you won't buy it. We're not going to try to talk you in or out of anything. If you want to buy, we'll say, great. We'll go through the steps with you and get you hooked up and make it as pain-free and efficient as possible. So, and that's just one of the many things that makes us different from everybody else, guys. That's why we've been in business for over half a century. You don't stay in business that long in this highly competitive industry selling used RVs unless you're doing something right. And I like to think selling 500 or 600 units a year like we do, we're doing something right. Our stuff's priced right. We don't nickel and dime you to death. We have a no pressure sales team. It's as easy as that. You can come out every day and look. Nobody's going to bother you unless you want to talk to them. I mean, guys, it's that way. Now, I do get criticized sometimes because of that, because I'll get complaints, sometimes a bad review. Oh, I was out there for 2 hours and nobody came out and talked to us. We don't do that, guys. You want something, you can call the main office or walk into the showroom. One of my guys will help you. They are very hands-off. You go everywhere else you go, unless you just like getting jumped on by 5 or 6 salespeople everywhere else, then that's where you need to shop. Here, guys, we let you come to us. If you need something, call us. We'll tell us where you're at. We'll send somebody out. But unless there's a salesperson having to be walking by and they see you, they might ask if you need help. Most of the time, guys, my customers just come in, look, and they leave, and they come back as often as they want. Nobody will bother them unless they want them to. That's as fair as I can be, guys. So, Yeah, I get criticized for it sometimes, but you know what? No matter what policy you do, no matter what style of selling and how you run your business, there's always going to be somebody that's going to complain. Luckily, most of you like the way I do business, and it shows when we look at our sales numbers. But thank y'all for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give me a thumbs up. Make sure you feel free to comment, share on social media. Feel free to comment, subscribe. More interaction you give my videos, the more YouTube shares them, and the more it helps support my channel. Also, guys, come out and visit us. We have financing available with approved credit and down payment. We have nationwide delivery, and we offer free local delivery up to 100 miles one way with any towable purchase, or motorhome purchase for that matter. But most motorhome people pick them up. But and if you need delivery beyond that, let us know, guys. We'll get you a quote. Basically, on delivery, all we do is ask you to reimburse us the cost. In other words, what I spend on fuel and my driver's pay, that's all I charge you. It costs us $556 to get this thing to you 400 miles away or 500 miles away, whatever it might be. That's all we charge you. No fees. We offer financing with zero interest rate markup, unlike other dealers, and we do recommend you call and check with your local bank or credit union too, so you have some kind of basis for comparison to make sure we're giving you the right deal, because it doesn't matter to us who you finance through. Or if you want to pay cash, we take cash with no penalty. Other dealerships, because they're missing out on thousands of dollars in profit because they can't card the market interest rate up on a cash sale, a lot of dealers now are charging you $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 more if you pay cash than the advertised price. They call it a finance discount or some verbiage like that. But again, just more rip-off tactics. Thank y'all again for watching. Really appreciate it. Come check out this beautiful Avalanche 380 FL. Call before coming to look to make sure it's available. If you're interested in taking it like it is, try to give us a day notice so we can plug it up and turn the fridge on for you. And you can come do your own inspection and get a discounted price off our already low price and take it home with you the same day you pay for it, guys. It doesn't get any better than that. However you want to buy, we've got options for you. Thank you again for watching. Look forward to seeing you here in beautiful Ringgold, Georgia.